My name is Cameron Wall, 25, from the United States of America.
And what's your first ballooning memory? What got you into ballooning?
So I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is the balloon capital of the world. And I remember every year going out to the field with my parents and just seeing, 700 balloons flying at the same time. And I thought that was really, really magical. Then even outside of that, there would be ride balloons every day while I was going to school. My eyes were always looking at that. And I knew that that's what I wanted to do for a living when I grew up.
And how are you feeling about this week? This is your second Junior World Championship competing?
Yeah, it's my second Junior Worlds competing. And it's always so much fun to just be back in Europe competing, being around friends again that you don't get to see very often. Besides that, I'm looking forward to a really fun week of competition and really good task calling.
We're here in the middle of the old part of town here in Grudziądz. All the teams are lined up, ready to start the opening parade. You can see everyone's really excited, everyone's kitted out in their country's colours, really excited to represent their country and put on a good show.
Mayor of this beautiful city, the cave of the city. And on behalf of everybody on the FBI, I promise you we will do our very best to have a great show. Thank you very much.
Just at the end of the opening ceremony here in Grudziądz, had an amazing time. We had amazing dances, great speeches, very nice words from the officials. A fantastic dancing display by the dancing teams. We had a band, people on stilts. It was awesome. So yeah, we're now going to head towards the opening party. Have some small celebrations, but then it's an early night because we're up in the morning. The first flight. It's going to be great.
I'm Daniel, I'm 22 and I'm from Lithuania. I'm Ignas, I'm also from Lithuania, I'm number 27.
So you both grew up into ballooning families?
Yeah. I'm a third generation. Well, my grandpa from the mom side, he was one of those who started ballooning in Lithuania, and then my father, well, he took it over from him, and then I continued it. So
I'm very excited to see both of you two fly. Daniel, you're already competing well in the senior category, or both of you are. You're a Lithuanian champion from last year, yeah? And Ignas,
Russia?
And Ignas also some good results?
Yeah, no, really. Doing very well this year. We'll hope to do the best here.
Do some damage.
Okay. Well, good luck, guys. Wish you good luck. We're excited for it. Thank you very much. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the first competition morning here in Grudziądz. We've got a very exciting morning lined up. We've got 5 tasks. We've got a krat, a judge-declared goal, maximum distance double drop, Heswaltz, and a fly on. The teams are in just behind me here, getting briefed at the moment. The first big challenge for them this morning is going to be finding when and where to launch. Where, because they've got to decide their own location. They've got what's called an individual launch point. And when, because the first task is a krat, that stands for calculated rate of approach task, which means there's some sort of timing element with the first task. That means that scoring area will only be open at a certain time. So the big challenge for them is going to be making sure they launch at the right time to get a result. So we're here just about a kilometre to the northwest of the Krat, which is the first target that the competitors are going to be aiming for this morning. You can see there are a couple of teams out behind me, all letting go of balloons, all following them with their compass. They do this so they can see what direction the wind is going. The balloon will follow the wind, and then they can use the compass to find what direction that is and use that to plan what the best launch site is this morning. The other factor that they've got to consider, which I talked about earlier, is the timing. It's going to be very important that they time their launch correctly to make sure they're within the scoring period. This morning at the Krat, it's a 10-minute on, 10-minute off scoring period. So that means for the first 10 minutes of the hour, the scoring period is valid. The second 10 minutes, it's out. The third and final target of the morning. It's called a judge declared goal. It's a target that's been set out by the organisers, and the pilots have got to fly as close as they can. So again, here you see a good sign of the different types of approaches. You've got Team Canada here coming in nice and low. They're quite far out, but they're having to hug the ground to get as much of that left as possible. We've got a couple of guys from higher up. There's Paddy doing one of those wind-up throws I was talking about. Mark has just gone out. There's dropping down. How close did you get it? That's pretty good. That's about 5 meters. That's a pretty good drop from height. This is a great approach here. Wonderful, right on the centre. He's happy with that. A bit of bouncing in the basket. We're here with Bubba Cliver from the USA, very experienced competition pilot. Bubba, what have you thought of what you've seen this morning?
There's some really good junior pilots. I tell you what, they're evolving. You know, this is the fourth one, Dom, that I've seen. So the competitors are getting better and better as they get younger and younger. There's no doubt about that.
measuring team at work. Got a very important job now, which is to measure all the markers one by one without moving them. They have to leave them exactly where they are. So what they're going to do is they're going to measure from the sandbag, so that weighted portion of the marker, and they're going to pick up the tail to see which competition number corresponds to each measurement. So that was really an amazing flight this morning. We got to see so many good drops on all the targets. It's called a junior championship, but there are some pilots here who are already competing at the senior level, at the overall level in their nations. I was fortunate enough to get to speak to one of them, Paul Cunot from France, who's already had a lot of good finishes at the French Championships and had a really good finish here 2 years ago.
My name is Paul Cunot, I'm 23 and I come from France.
It looked like you had some really good drops this morning. How did you feel it went?
Yes, 5 tasks. It was pretty good. The 2 first tasks were, I think, perfect for us, and the 3 others are good, so we'll see the result, but I think it's a good flight for us.
That's the perfect way to start, is being consistent. So good job, Paul. Bon chance for the competition.
Merci.
Good luck.
Thank you.
So it sounds like Paul had a pretty good morning. It's important, as you can hear from him, and as I always say, it's not just about doing well on one of the tasks, but really important to be consistent and be doing well on all the tasks. One of the pilots who looked like he smashed all of the targets that I was at was Joe Seymour from the United States. Let's see what he had to say about his morning. This morning, it looked like you had a really good start to the competition. How was it for you?
It was pretty good. A lot of help with all the teams. Kind of got off a little later than I wanted to, but got off to a good start by kind of staying a little higher on that first target. Kind of had to try to kill some time to make sure A was open when I got there. I was kind of getting right to the middle part where A and B was open, so I had to figure out which one was going to be open, so I tried to kill as much time a little bit, and then when I got in the air, and then A opened and basically just locked in on it and ended up being pretty good.
Talk me through the second one, because it looked like it was actually swinging around to the right a little bit on the surface.
Second one, I was kind of thinking of standing up or waiting until I got about even what I did on the first one. A little bit of left kind of went away, and lucky enough we had somebody there that was kind of helping us out. A little bit of a push off from another balloon a little bit, but basically then just went right at it and couldn't ask for much better.
What are your sort of goals for the week overall?
Kind of hoping to come in and finish somewhere around top 15, top 10, and I was going to be happy. If I exceeded that, I don't know what to say.
Well, a few more flights like this morning and you definitely will. So well done this morning. Keep it up and good luck for the rest of the competition.
Thank you.
So pretty good mornings for Joe and for Paul. Be interesting to see how the results come out. We're still waiting for them at the moment. Apart from that, that's the end. That's all we've got for episode 2. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much everyone for watching. If you have been enjoying, please do remember to like it and share it with other people that you think might enjoy it. That really helps us, and we'll see you in the next one.